Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We are working on Todd Swoop's, what year is this?
21.
It's a 21 XRC Turbo RR. Tell them what we're doing.
We're going to put ORB high clearance A-arms on, uppers and lowers, CT Raceworks pins and bushings, CT Racework bomb-proof kit and shock tower brace, a Hess steering rack brace with a 64-inch rack, and kryptonite ball joints.
So there you go, folks. We have our hands full today. We're going to take you along for the journey. This is where we're at right now. We're just starting to tear everything apart. All right, so we have the whole entire front end pretty much tore apart on Todd's machine. So we got pieces and parts laying everywhere here. But she's stripped down pretty good. We got axles and shocks and A-arms. But here's the goodies we got. So we got a Hess steering brace, a brand new steering rack, CT Raceworks tie rods. That's only the start of it. We got a bunch of boxes over here, lots of goodies. It's like Christmas over here. I'm going to say upper and lower A-arms. And this is probably the bomb-proof kit in here. Yep. So, we got lots going on. But that's where we're at right now. Alright, so this is a Hess. This is the V2 version. It's different than what I have. And Tyler. Me and Tyler both have the V version 1, like V1. This one, I should have showed you, but underneath this, there's a metal piece that goes on, but inside this is a sleeve that's built like basically into this that slips over top. Where me and Tyler's version has the wear piece, it slips over top, and then this goes over top of that so that it can easily be removed. But this is the new version. It's pretty cool. And then you always want to line up these marks on there. You can see those are all lined up. So we're ready to install that. These guys are unboxing everything over here. Look at that. Those look really nice. CT makes some really good stuff. Oh, she's gonna be awesome when we're done. She'll be nice and solid. But we're getting ready to start to install some parts now. So I wanted to do some progress report here. Tyler's done a few of these, I've done a few of these, and anybody that's ever done a few of these know that it's a headache. But JR come up with an awesome idea. So what we did was we took this plate, which is well, it's the front support basically. We took this plate clean off, and then this plate that's back here, which double shears this, you have to put both A-arms in it at the same time and slide them into those studs that are there. Well, if this plate is on here, you have to line everything up. It's just a pain in the butt. It's really, really hard to do. So JR said, let's take this completely off. So we did, and we lined up the back. The front was just willy-nilly. Then we slid the front piece down over it, and then we slid everything back up in, and it went really smooth, right guys?
Yes.
This is the smoothest one I've ever done. So knock on wood here, everything seems to be going good. We have the top braces, it's already bolted down. We have everything up here is on, but it's just loose right now. We have these bolts in. We will be putting these bolts in here pretty directly, just so that it lines up everything. and then we're going to put the top A-arms on, and we're going to go from there. But so far, so good.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm very pleased.
It's going very good.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention too. We have kryptonite ball joints in here also. I got a little lax on the view in there. I forgot to show some stuff, but
The kryptonite ball joints, there's a lot of people that say they suck, and so far they've been all right for me, but I will tell you what sucks about them. The rubber boots, I wouldn't be surprised if we take this for a shakedown and one of the rubber boots doesn't have a slice in it.
really,
Yeah. Every one of my boots, sliced.
yeah, I've never run them before. I've always run OEM, and I've always wanted to do something different than OEM, but
I mean, I've been running the tops and the bottom kryptonite death grip ones, and I have yet to break one.
okay.
Rob's the
Boots?
one that sold me
Yes.
on those.
Huh?
Rob's the one that sold me on those.
I mean, Rob put them in his. He hasn't had any issues yet.
No, he hasn't.
Although he hasn't really been on them for very long.
No, not really.
The bottom ones have been in mine since 2022.
Really.
Yeah, November of 2022.
All right. Maybe I should.
Top ones, I put them in there whenever I put the orb uppers on, which that was, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe a year ago.
Well, I've probably put a couple bottoms.
Yeah.
I've broke a couple bottoms since then, and just somewhere. Maybe I should look into going that direction.
I mean, ultimately, if you can afford it, I would say probably the best that's out there right now is CA, hands down.
How much of the CAs do you know?
I have a couple CAs in my toolbox.
Oh, really?
For spares, yeah, I rebuilt them, but I've never had to use them yet. They're massive.
I didn't even know that they made them.
Yeah, CA Technology makes a 300M, three-piece design, ball joint, completely serviceable.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta get in there. They're almost like the Kellers.
Gotcha.
But they don't break like the Kellers do.
Gotcha.
ever since a certain company acquired them, Kellers kind of went down.
Gotcha.
But the best of the best, hands down CA.
Okay.
Hands down CA.
That's good information that I didn't even know. You guys, throw in the comments what you like to run, what you do run, or what you'd like to run, because that's always been an issue for me, is my especially my bottom ball joints.
Hey, what do you want us to try?
Well, there's a good one too.
You know, I mean, I'm running kryptonites. My brother's running kryptonites. Rob's running kryptonites.
And you have never had any problems.
Now, you're running
OEM.
Lee's running OEM.
Yes.
You don't count because you got players.
I'm not running ball joints.
Yeah, you don't run ball joints anyhow, which smart man. What option wise, Keller, I would prefer not to spend that kind of money on something that everybody else already has, and it's a proven fact that they break. CA, RCV.
I didn't know RCV made them either.
RCV makes them.
Okay.
I have seen a lot of people say that they broke RCV. I can't keep an RCV axle in front of this, so
Right.
I kind of tend to
Stay away.
stay away.
Teach their own. To each their own.
Yeah. I mean, I still have it. I fixed it. It's good to go. It's a good spare, and it $800 a pop. It's
Really?
not like I'm gonna throw an RCV axle away.
Oh, the axle. Okay. Yeah.
So, but I mean, I do have one or two CA Tech lower ball joints. They're ready to go in. They're in the toolkit. But I also think I have like 3 or 4 OEM Can-Am ball
Gotcha.
joints.
Yep.
2 uppers, 2 lowers. So, but I've never had to use any of them because I haven't broke a kryptonite. Their boots suck, but I just keep cleaning the grease off and keep putting grease in them.
Yeah. I mean, that is nice that they're greasable.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to. I think RCV's like $150 $40 for one.
Gotcha.
I mean, I probably, I could throw a set in whenever one of these dies. I'm gonna try it. But from everything that I know, all my knowledge, CA.
Okay. Yeah, I like I said, I didn't even know they made them. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean they're identical to a Keller.
Okay.
Almost. They're black.
They're just CA's,
Yeah.
like machining,
Yep.
whatever parts they're using or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Good information.
Adjustable, just like they're basically spitting image of Kellers.
All right, we're getting everything put back together here. We got everything lined up. A-arms are on. Axles are in. Ball joints are in. Top and bottom. This actually has gone fairly smooth. We don't have that much left to do. We gotta get the tie rods on. We'll drop this down. We'll put the rest of the upper bomb-proof kit on and throw the elastic on her. Should be ready to rock and roll. All right. We have Todd's machine all back together. CT Raceworks upper. There's parts of the upper there. We got the lowers on. Hopefully you can see it back there. We got CT tie rods on. We got CT bushings in the A-arms. And she back together. Beautiful looking buggy. Love these colors. What do you think, Todd?
I like it.
That's what I like to hear.
I can't wait to ride it.
It went together relatively easy, I would say. Job well done. Well, there you have it, guys.
It's probably the easiest front end swap conversion we've done.
Yeah, for me, for sure. It went fairly smooth. And he's got great parts on his buggy now. The front end is tied together great. I know there's some people out there that'll tell you you don't need a bomb-proof kit on the front of your buggy. Let me tell you, I was one of them at one point. I didn't think you needed it. I went ahead and put one on my machine, and it made it a totally different machine. So I highly recommend the bomb-proof kit.
Explain why.
Okay.
Though, because there's a major reason why it actually made a big difference.
Well, so my machine, believe it or not, is a little fatigued. So whenever you put this bomb-proof kit on, it ties everything together. Like the uppers and the lowers are tied in together. It makes it almost like one piece almost.
Yes.
Where in stock form with the single shear and this and that, front end floats all over the place.
And it always loosens up.
Yes.
You can't keep nothing tight. I have ran red Loctite. I've done everything I can, stack wrenches on top of wrenches to get leverage to tighten stuff, and it still comes loose.
So my top, usually it would be my top A-arm bolts would always loosen up.
And they egged your...
Yes.
They egged the frame out.
Yeah, it egged my frame out back here. Let me see. On my driver's side right here, and I put a plate back there. And I've never had an issue. I think one time since I've put that on, I had to tighten bolts, but I think it was just everything wearing in because it was fairly right after I put it on, and I've never touched a bolt on it since, and they're all still tight.
Maybe
so
my maintenance plan isn't as good as others, but I usually nut and bolt check my front end about once a year.
But every time I would ride my machine before, when I didn't have the bomb-proof kit on it, the top A-arm bolts would be loose after every ride. Not like a series of rides, you know, not like a weekend of riding. After every day, I would have to tighten them up. And ever since I put that bomb-proof kit in, it don't move. So there's definitely high on the list of upgrades to do to an X3, in my opinion.
Does it suck removing the diff? Yes.
Well, not for me anymore.
No, not for you anymore.
So I have a CT Raceworks diff tray in my machine now. All I have to do is separate my upper and lower, and I can pull my diff out with my bomb-proof kit in the machine without loosening anything, right out of the machine, right back in the machine. I actually have a video on that exact thing. I actually show me doing it. So there we go. Thanks for watching. So here is an old train tunnel. It is fallen down a little bit. You can see light at the end of it, but there's just rubble laying everywhere. But it's pretty cool.